excuses have always been a thing, but I feel like more and more as time goes on, especially these past few years, like we all make way too many excuses and like, you know, some people have good excuses every now and then. Like, oh, hey, you know, I got to go to my child's dance recital, right? I'd call that a fair excuse. Like, I don't think you should miss important events in your kids' lives or your family's lives or, you know, your important friends' lives. You know, people important to you in general. It doesn't just have to be your kids or your spouse or whatever, or family members. Anyone that you deem very important to you, and, you know, they are a person that treats you well, you know, like a human being. They don't use you, take advantage of you because you're nice, because they know you'll just let things slide, whatever. You know, it's fine to take time away from the things that you have going on in your life to support others that are close to you. That's a decent excuse, you know, for example. But, I mean, there's so many excuses, not like, oh, I'm just tired. Oh, I'm a little under the weather. You know, I just don't feel like it. Shut up. I don't care if you don't feel like it. Like, and you know, if you're saying you don't feel like it to like training to run a marathon, okay, that's cool, that's fine. As long as you didn't already commit to it and like start to it and make promises to people and now you're whatever, going back on it. But if you're saying, oh, I just don't feel like it, or, oh, I'm feeling a little sick, I think I'm coming down with something, I better take it a little easy today, to get out of something like going to the gym, or, you know, going for your daily walk, or cleaning out the dishwasher, cleaning your bathroom that you promised you were finally going to get to after like 2 months. And hey, I'm not talking at you, I'm talking to myself. And if any of the things I say in any of my videos resonate, then that's amazing. I hope that, you know, some of the stuff I says will help people out there. And I'm well aware that some things I say, people will call me an idiot, call me crazy, etc., etc. That's perfectly fine by me. But, you know, we just make too many excuses nowadays, man. And it's really limiting us. It's hindering us from becoming the best version of ourselves. It's hindering us from living lives of true happiness. And I'm not kidding. It's hindering us from going after our goals and dreams. You know, and not goals and dreams that other people have put on us, you know. Your parents saying, oh, you gotta go to college, you gotta get that good stable 9 to 5, and you gotta work for 40 years of your life more often than not, and then you'll get that 401k and you'll get your Social Security, except we're not even gonna get Social Security anymore. So time to quit taking advice from others. And I talked about this last video, but you know, there's a difference between constructive criticism and people just telling you what to do, or taking a shit all over what you are doing and saying it's stupid, whatever. And you know, maybe you legitimately do want to go to college. Like, if you're interested in political science, for example, like you are legitimately interested in political science, and you know, you got this dream college out there that's, you know, it's got crazy good reviews for insert major here, we're just using political science. I was a sport management major. Useless, by the way, unless you're going to go get your master's or PhD. Just putting that out there in case anyone was considering. The reason I chose that is because everyone around me in my life, peers, adults, you know, everyone, parents, teachers, grandparents, you name it. And I'm not blaming any of them because I just didn't think for myself for most of my life. That's on me. We're like, oh, you know, you got to go to college, you got to get that degree, you got to get that stable job. But if you're not feeling that, don't go. It's super easy to get a job straight out of high school, whether you're staying in your hometown. You know, I would recommend moving out of your hometown. I would not have grown, I guarantee I would not have grown nearly as much as I have in my life if I had chosen to stay or like go back to my hometown after I graduated. No, I love my family. I love a lot of people back home still. Absolutely. I got a lot of love, but you know, I had to get out. I grew up in a town that had a population of just under 800. It's too small. It's too small. We're not going to dive too deep into that, but You gotta stop letting other people dictate your life. That can be an excuse too. Oh, so and so said I have to do this. My parents said I have to go to college. My parents said trying to become a content creator is stupid. My parents said, or it could be my friend said, this person, that person, this celebrity, this athlete. I don't care. Nobody cares too. That's another important thing. Nobody cares about your excuses. So if you can constantly tell that friend or whoever it may be that, I can't go to the gym because XYZ, or, I can't, or maybe you're working on a group project in school. Oh, sorry, I meant to get to my part, but I'm just going to be way too busy. Could you maybe do that for me? Scratch my back this time, man. But then you just constantly ask people to scratch your back over and over and over and over again. You never scratch back. Kind of a dick move. And sooner or later, if you do that, people are not, they'll stop, helping you out. And then you're probably going to get all mad at them and come up with more excuses as to, now why nothing's getting done, because these other people are lazy and you just needed a little help this one time, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. That's the thing too, is like excuses are such a slippery slope, because they can spiral, and you can start one place and then all like a few excuses later to get out of the same thing. Like you don't even know how you got to that point of like excuses. Like, and I mean, I am not innocent in the slightest in this. I used to be terrible most of my life. Like, guys, I'm 24 years old. I just turned 24 at the end of this August. I was born in 2000, so it's pretty nice. Never have to really think too hard about how old I am. Because, I've got a lot on my mind a lot of the time. It's running a million miles an hour. Sometimes I do forget how old I am, honestly. Never by much. But, like, especially right after my birthday, I would still say 23. And wait, no, actually. Anyways, getting off topic. Guys, I'm super guilty of all the topics that I'm going to speak about on this channel. Have been super guilty of them at one point, probably still am to a certain extent, and am actively working to improve and make myself better in these areas as well, because I have started the work and I have started to see progress. And I haven't been at it for a super long time. Like, I've been actively super dedicated to the self-improvement journey, whatever you may call it, whatever you desire to call it, for about 4.5 months. And before that, I was doing good things. I've always shown up for whatever job I may have. I've always done definitely did not used to go over the top, but I rolled my eyes at myself, because I look back at a lot of phases of my life, a lot of like jobs, or like when I was in high school, and like high school sports, and then in college, and like how badly I procrastinated literally everything in college up until I started dating my girlfriend that I'm still dating, the one that I'm gonna fucking marry. God damn it, stay away from her, she's mine. True statement though. Don't touch my girlfriend or I'll freaking snap your neck. And point blank period. I don't care about what nobody says. Leave her the hell alone. If you got an issue, come talk to me. Anyways, what was I talking about? My procrastination in college, especially like junior year, and still throughout, probably I would say first semester of my senior year, because we started dating a couple months into the first semester of my senior year. And then second semester, I was dialed, and I was pretty dialed, for that first year or so after graduation. As far as, I went to work. I very rarely called in. I was working out. I've been working out consistently for about 3.5 years now. I've been working out in bits and spurts and off and on since I was like 12, 13 years old. Just being involved in sports my whole life, it becomes a thing that you're going to be doing here and there regardless, whether you want to or not. and now I've fallen in love with it and couldn't imagine my life without it. And my goal is to be squatting and deadlifting and bench pressing into my 70s and 80s. I don't want no fake hips. I don't want diabetes. I don't want to become overweight. I don't want to become obese. And by the way, getting real off topic, but that is not just like a guaranteed thing that's going to happen. You don't have to get fat and lazy and feel like shit all day long every day for the rest of your life and get a bunch of, these metabolic diseases that so many people suffer from today and feel like shit and die really early. You don't have to. You can actually not buy all those boxed, microwavable or frozen foods, and you don't have to buy all that box crap. You don't have to eat all the shit. You can actually just eat like ground beef, chicken, rice, potatoes, fruits and veggies if you like them. You actually don't need them. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need to eat fruits and veggies to be healthy, but I do definitely suggest fruits, and I like veggies. And it just adds, some density, some bulk to your meals, so you feel a little more satiated. Really off topic here. But not really, though, because people make an excuse all the time like, oh, I just don't got the time. Yeah, you do. But you don't want to sacrifice your precious TikTok time. You don't want to sacrifice your precious Netflix time. Hey, new season of Outer Banks just came out. We kind of have definitely watched the entire season, by the way. Or the part that's come out. But that being said, there's no reason you can't have Netflix on or, be listening to a YouTube video or a podcast in the background while you're prepping your meals, while you're cooking your meals. I do it every day. I listen to YouTube videos or podcasts or watch a show all the time, but here's the kicker. I'm not sitting on my ass eating potato chips, guys. It's so simple. It really is. And like, I'm not kidding you too. If you go to the store and you make your diet and, do a little research, please. Track your calories. Understand what macros are if you don't. Understand, healthy fats, unhealthy fats. Understand all that stuff. Quit eating trans fat. If you look at the nutrition fact label and something has more than 1 gram of trans fat per serving, even then, some people, if it has any trans fat, it could have 0.5, because I think that's the least amount they'll list on a nutrition facts label. Anything lower than that, they'll just say 0, because, it is basically negligible at that point. Unless you're eating tons and tons and tons of that thing that has whatever. Trans fat is really bad for you. Just Google why trans fat bad. Literally, you can just type in why trans fat bad. I guarantee you'll get a million articles that are pulling from scholarly research articles and journals and peer-reviewed stuff like that. And you can even get access to those if you really want to, but I know 99% of people don't, because that's where these excuses come from. Like, I was pretty skinny, I was pretty fit back in the day, but then I graduated and, life, job, wife, kids. Shut up! Bro! You need to stay healthy, and you need to stay in good shape, physical, mental, emotional, financial, everything, for your wife and kids, or for your husband and kids, or your family members, your parents that are getting older, your grandparents if you're still lucky enough to have them like me. It just pisses me off that people really think this is some kind of game, and like, we're all gonna die. You do realize that, right? Like, and it's coming sooner than you realize. Like, yeah, I'm 24 right now. I'm really hoping I can make it into my 80s, maybe even my 90s or 100s if I'm lucky enough, and am able to stay committed to my health goals like I am right now. And obviously there will be waves and ups and downs, and I know for a fact I won't always be in this type of shape, but I know for a fact that I'm gonna do everything in my power to never be actually overweight, because the second you become overweight, your risk for diseases and everything just pew 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 pew, and the bigger you get, the more pew 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 pew. And listen, if you're getting a little upset at this, I'm sorry, but it's literally objective fact. Like, there have been plenty of studies done on this, plenty of articles. Again, just go do a couple simple Google searches based off of the things I've been talking about. Like, I don't have time and quite frankly, I don't have the way with words to present all that information to you. Sorry, I was just covering my face. I didn't realize that. I'm pretty new to this still. I don't have that type of way with words where I would do well presenting that information to you. But there are plenty of other videos online of people talking about that information, or you can just go straight to the articles and read it. Either way, it'll be a better way for you to receive and understand and comprehend that information than from me, because quite simply, I'm kind of a Neanderthal. I can explain pretty basic concepts and things like that, but anyways. Guys, we gotta stop making excuses. We gotta stop making excuses, whether it's showing up for yourself, whether it's showing up for others, whether it's, starting that project, starting to finally try and put content out there to see what you can do, see yourself improve. Even if, that's the thing too, like, I mean, we me included, we all care way too much about I don't really care what strangers think about me. I never really have. Maybe a little bit when I was younger, but what I always cared about is what, people that know me would think of me if they saw a YouTube video or a TikTok or, whatever. Some type of content coming from me online. Like, legitimately trying to do it, not just, like, posting some Snapchat stories of freaking car crash I'm driving by or something. That's terribly dark. I shouldn't have used that. Not just, like, a story on Snapchat of my dog or my cat being cute. There, that's much better. Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. What an example. Anyways, whether it's you've been saying you're gonna go build that fence out for your backyard for 2 years, or you're gonna finally finish the remodel in your house. You're finally gonna finish putting down the new flooring in your kitchen, in your bedroom, bathroom, whatever we're making excuses for, guys. There's really no reason to be making excuses, because the more excuses we make, the more and more things just pile up that we have to do in the future, that we have to eventually make time for. And I mean, my to-do list, other than for like today, like right now, things that I'm literally going to accomplish shortly after, like within the 2.5-3 hours I'm going to be home by myself before my girlfriend gets home from her job. I'm going to get all the shit that needs to be done, not only for me, but also for her. Like, any chores around the house, there's no reason for me not to do them. Like, are you kidding me? Why would I not do them? Why would I not want to walk into a clean-ass kitchen? Why would I not want countertops that I know I can safely prepare food on? Why would I not want to walk through my kitchen and just, like, why would I want to feel a bunch of, like, crumbs and pieces of dry rice, because we eat a lot of chicken and rice, because we're locked in on our health, for the most part. Sorry for yelling. We're not making excuses. We're just doing it. We're just getting it done. So there tends to be a lot of rice on the floor because we meal prep. Like, if I notice that the floor is excessively crummy and filled with crap and food and whatever else in the kitchen, plus we have a cat, our litter box is in the laundry room, which is like really close to where the kitchen is too, so he kind of tracks stuff. Oh, I'm not supposed to turn down that. Getting a little distracted. Sorry. Oh wow, we got people moving in here and shit, or maybe moving out. Yeah, they're moving out. So long, good riddance. We got the big ass van. Anyways, I don't make excuses. I mean, I still do, to an extent, but the amount of excuses that I'm making in my life now on a daily basis compared to what I was doing about 4.5 months ago has changed drastically. And I mean, things just get done, and I know things are going to get done, and my girlfriend knows things are going to get done. And that's the beauty too, is I know that if she's home and there's things that need to get done, like, I'm going to come home and they're more than likely going to be done more often than not. We both still slip. We both still get a little bit lazy from time to time. And yes, that's the other big thing, guys, is like, nobody's perfect. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. The only person that was ever perfect that walked this earth was Jesus Christ, God's son, our Lord and Savior, by the way. If you don't agree with that, feel free to click off, feel free to never come back. Because that's just one of my views, that's one of my beliefs, and I have absolutely no reason to justify it to anyone else because I've done my research. If you would like to hear more about it, I can absolutely talk more about it. I can do my best. You know, I'm not, I'm no preacher. I'm definitely not any of these Christian YouTubers that are making a name for themselves nowadays either. Some of the newer guys. But, you know, if you are interested, go check them out. David Hammond, Braden, I forget his last name, but his name, if you type in Braden, like search Christian YouTuber, something, it'll probably pop up. Gosh, I can never remember his last name. There's a couple other guys too, but those are the two main ones that I watch as far as just like strictly Christian content, you know, learning scripture, learning the word, trying to grow closer, trying to grow my faith. Those two guys are really good if you're interested in that stuff. I would love to get to a point where I can speak with conviction about the word, about our Lord, about God like that. But I'm just simply not at that point, and I would feel like I'm doing a disservice to anyone watching, and also those other guys who are at that level that they are at. Like, they are where we should be turning for that type of stuff. Anyways, that's a big side note again, off topic. You know, guys, point blank period, we just got to stop making excuses. You know, we're not going to be perfect, but we just got to get things done. We got to quit saying, you know, we can push it off till tomorrow. We got to quit saying, you know, there'll be time, or, you know, 5 more minutes. That's another big one. Right away in the morning, alarm goes off. What do you do? I'm asking, what do you do? And answer that question out loud to yourself or in your head. What do you do when your alarm goes off in the morning? So if you said anything along the lines of, you know, 5 more minutes, hit the snooze button, or I got a bunch more set. I mean, every now and then, again, we're not perfect. Cool, fine. But if you do that every single day, and if you have 2 alarms, that's cool. 2 alarms set, cool, whatever. If you got like 5 or 10, if you have anything more than, like, I would say, if you have anything more than 5 alarms on, and even that's kind of crazy. I used to be there. I did. But, I mean, it's a really bad idea to start your day off with an excuse, is all I'm trying to say. You know, my alarm goes off at 3:30 a.m. That's what the time I have to wake up at the current stage of life I'm in. You know, I don't sleep a lot. I really don't. I don't. Not right now. I can't wait for the day to come where I can get back to my, like, 7 to 9 consistently. But that's just not where I'm at right now, and I understand that I need to take some of those hours and use them to progress in my life instead of using them to rest and recharge, because I'm young. I have gotten myself in very good physical shape, which has also allowed me to improve my mental and emotional health as well. And, you know, as far as finances go, we're not filthy rich by any means, but we work hard and we have what we need to survive and get by and have some fun too. But yeah, we got to quit making excuses, and we especially need to quit starting our days with an excuse, being the snooze button, or being 5+ alarms set, because we know we got more coming. You know, my one alarm goes off at 3:30 a.m. I have that thing turned off within 5 seconds, partially because I'm sleeping next to my girlfriend. Hers doesn't go off for another 3 hours, so I don't want her to wake up to the default alarm noise at 3:30. That's you know, she wouldn't be too happy about that. And within like 30 seconds, I'm brushing my teeth. Right after that, I'm hopping in a freezing cold shower, and I'm praying to God to start my day. That's how my day starts, and it's really hard to have a bad day when you start it like that. And I guess I'll leave you guys with that. So yeah, let's do a little bit better to make some better choices, to leave those excuses behind and just do what we need to do. Get done what we need to get done. Thanks, guys.